This thing, on the other hand, no matter what, it is gonna happen. And I am, of course, talking about Sony Pictures Animation's Emojimovie Express Yourself. The bit of news that actually occurred was that Sony actually released a brand new image revealing a lot more characters, along with some of the people who are going to be playing these characters on top of a bit of a storyline. So going into my source here on Cartoon Brew, it actually states, the film will tell the story of Gene, voiced by TJ Miller, a multi-expression emoji who stands out from the other single facial expression emojis because he was born without a filter. He enlists the help of his friends High Five, played by James Corden, as well as a codebreaker emoji Jailbreak, played by Ilana Glazer, to help him become normal like the other emojis. The journey to normality involved threats to the entire emoji universe, a character named, Poop Daddy, I'll get back to that in a minute, and traveling through different mobile apps. The latter being a plot device that can be seen either as a 90-minute commercial for mobile apps, or as Sony puts it, an app venture. On top of that, I think, honestly, I'll give credit to Emidi on this one. He actually phrased it well. The film's theme is not so subtly hammered into the subtitle, Express Yourself. This isn't just mindless entertainment. So, really put emphasis on mindless there. Sony seems to be telling us. Audiences will receive an inspiring message about self-improvement alongside Poop Daddy's antics. Sony Animation President Christine Belson stressed the film's theme is in today's announcement. Over 6 billion emojis are texted every day, and emojis have become a universal language that transcends age and culture. The power of emojis is that they allow you to express yourself in a fast and very fun way, and that is what our movie is about, self-expression. We are very lucky to have some of the smartest and funniest actors today bringing their unique voices to the movie. Okay, now before all this, I just need to stress, I just need to let this out, because honestly, for me, this is the biggest problem that this movie has, and like the biggest issue that I have with all this announcement. Sony, you gotta learn to freaking draw the line somewhere. You can't just go all willy-nilly and do whatever kind of stupid thing you want to do just because this is an emoji movie. Do you realize you literally have a piece of crap as your character named Poop Daddy? Now, I don't know if you want him to be a villain or just a comic relief, but it still doesn't change the fact you have a character named Poop Daddy that is a legit piece of crap. You might as well if you're gonna go that far, you might as well make Poop Daddy your freaking mascot, because lately, that's all you've been doing. It's a piece of crap that just spews out bad jokes. That's all it is. Like, really? You gotta do that. You legit have to make a piece of crap as your character. My God, have you no shame, Sony? I have to ask, have you seriously no freaking shame? Oh my God, I'm sorry, but I just had to let that out, because the idea of a character that they name Poop Daddy is just... Oh my God, I swear, like, I shouldn't be surprised that Sony Pictures Animation would think up of such stupid ideas, but somehow, they always get to me. They always get to me, the sheer amount of stupidity that is ensued into this. It's like, are you kidding me? Are you for real, man? Are you freaking for real? But anyways, interestingly enough, let's look into some of the other aspects. Let's get down into the image outside of Poop Daddy. And you know what's actually very interesting is that the reaction that I just did, even though some people could say that is over the top, but some people actually do feel the same way, but not necessarily to Poop Daddy, but to some of the other characters. Now, in this image, you can already tell the character designs are just god-awful. It's a lot like Cloudy with a Chance of Meatballs in a way that it just looks terrible. It looks like it was done by anyone who just doesn't know how to frickin' draw, and they just look absolutely disgusting on top of that. It's like it's like they took those emojis and just completely mutilate them. That's what it is. It's just a bunch of mutilated emojis where they want to try to put in as much details as possible with the same appeal as freaking Norm of the North. Which, on top of that, I just want to add, even Norm of the North has more dignity than the Emojimovie to literally go and make a character that's literally a piece of crap named Poop Daddy. Do you realize that Norm of the North has more dignity than the Emojimovie? Okay, but going back into the image, you got other characters as well. You got High Five, played by James Corden, which is literally a hand. That's all it is. It's literally a hand with a face, a band-aid and a finger, and feet. That's all it is. Like, I don't know why that alone is an indication that you're just running out of ideas. Like, you just want to make, it's like somehow during the press meeting, during Sony Pictures Animation, it's like, okay, we need a new character. Who's got ideas? Someone raised their hand. Good idea. We're going to use that hand. Like, that's literally the idea of High Five. But the one that actually got the most controversy, funny enough, if you think Poop Daddy was bad, the one that people got, the one that, like, a lot of people criticized about is actually Jailbreak, the girl character. And the reason why she actually has a lot of controversy onto it is because she, like, everybody pretty much says it, considering that the Emojimovie is factually Sony's attempt to rip off the Lego movie. Jailbreak is an absolute ripoff of Wild Style. Everybody points it out. It is absolutely obvious. There's no hiding it. It's basically Wild Style, where they want to make this strong female character. And honestly, it's just ridiculous, but it's mostly in terms of the design that is very controversial, considering that if you look into the image, she is the only one that is fully clothed because she is a girl, while everyone else has free range to be naked. Like, you got Jean, who's literally just a freaking yellow circle with arms and legs. You got a godforsaken High Five, which is literally a hand with feet. You got Poop Daddy, that is a piece of crap with arms and legs. But then you have also Jailbreak. Jailbreak, however, is different from the rest because she has to be fully clothed because she is a female. And a lot of people are really angry at Sony because they're just they're pretty much generalizing women in terms of character design. So like if you gotta go and make a female character, you gotta give her you gotta give her attractive looking curves, you gotta make her look cute in a way. You know, like, I wouldn't be surprised if what they want to do with Jailbreak is similar with Mavis from Hotel Transylvania, where, like, she has absolutely no personality. She is an absolutely bland character, bland as the color of her skin, but she looks like a cute goth girl. Might as well go and make some Rule 34 out of her as much as you can. And if you don't believe me, oh boy, if you go into the dark areas of the web, of the internet, boy, the things they have done to Mavis. Oh boy, you can tell where the fan base is going with it. But anyways, never mind about that. But yeah, like, she's pretty much going into Jailbreak is pretty much going into massive controversy, pretty much just generalizing female characters with her design alone. Like, we haven't seen her in action, but just her design is not getting any positive reviews, as much as the Emojimovie itself, by the way. And speaking of the Lego movie, there's just one quick thing that I want to mention, that this is probably the number one thing that like, defenders would want to use. Like, people who want to stay positive regarding the Emojimovie is most likely going to use the infamous Lego movie excuse to say that this might actually turn out to be good. And if you guys don't know what the Lego movie excuse is, you can find out more information. There was actually a fantastic article on rotoscopers.com on why the Lego movie excuse is just nothing but bullcrap. It's basically saying that you can literally make a movie based on whatever you want. It could be based on Legos, it could be based on emojis, it could be based on Pez, it could be based on a board game, it could be based on whatever, and it actually has a chance to come out to be a really good movie. But here's one of the biggest problems. I just want to mention this right now. During the making of the Lego movie, has there anybody been, like, has there been a huge amount of people criticizing the idea of the Lego movie itself as much as the Emoji movie? I remember even back then, during the making of it, when they were announcing, like, the cast members, the concept of the Lego movie, what they want to do with it, like, I didn't think it was bad. I thought it was really weird that they want to make a Lego movie. I don't know what the fridge they were going to do with it, but I never questioned it that it's going to be god-awful, that it's going to be stupid. And I don't think anybody else did during the making of that film. But with the Emoji movie, it's the exact opposite. Considering that they're making a film based on godforsaken emojis, it is a clear sign that Hollywood basically ran out of ideas, and even Sony Pictures Animation just ran out of ideas and are so desperate to go and make a movie based on freaking emojis, out of all things. Okay, now there is that aspect, but let me also get into the story. The one where apparently Gene is a multi-faced, like a multi-expression emoji, and he wants to go on this quest to become normal. Okay, so first off, the concept of the world of emojis where Gene is this multi-expression emoji and wants to become normal. First off, that honestly makes no sense whatsoever. I just don't get it. The thing is that, has anybody ever heard of a multi-expression emoji? Honestly, this is brand new to me. I have never heard of a multi-expression emoji. I don't know anybody who used a multi-expression emoji. I don't know if it actually exists, but it makes no sense. It's like they're creating this world and a problem that honestly, that it just doesn't exist. It kind of, like, funny enough, it makes it less credible in the world of emojis. Honestly, it's like they're making up things just to make this happen. Like, honestly, like, what kind of idea is a multi-expression emoji? Seriously, it sounds like one of the most useless inventions ever. So, like, it's kind of like a problem that really isn't that really isn't a problem, seriously. But then the real issue that I have is actually Gene's quest to be normal. And while I was reading it, I kind of realized that the plot actually sounds very similar. In a way, really think about it, guys. In a way, it's kind of like the exact same plot of Hotel Transylvania 2. Now, if you think about it, the story, in a sense, it's pretty much, you have Dennis, which is Johnny and Mavis's son, and Dracula and his friends are on a quest to go and make Dennis normal, in a way, or at least normal in the sense of Transylvania, where, like, you got, like, they want to make Dennis into a vampire. And that's pretty much the whole mission. And it's pretty much the same thing as this, where Gene wants to become normal in the world of emojis. Drac wants to make Dennis normal in the world of Transylvania. And honestly, like, this is just completely, like, recycling story material here. And even at that, like, when you look into Hotel Transylvania 2, it's not even well executed. Like, because the thing is, like, that one too wants to have this hammered down message of be who you are, self-expression, just be yourself, people will accept you for who you are and all that kind of stuff. But then suddenly, right at the end, they decided to just drop all that and just say, well, you know what, screw it, okay, Dennis is actually a vampire, okay, happily ever after, whatever. But, yeah, like, in here, it's like literally they're just taking the plot from Hotel Transylvania 2 and integrating it into this. Very few changes are made. Instead of Transylvania, it's pretty much like emojis, and the main character, it's now like the one that wants to change. It's just ridiculous. And plus the fact that already some people are mentioning that it sounds like a bit of a ripoff of Wreck-It Ralph. And there is a bit of an element of Wreck-It Ralph that they are ripping off, because it does have a similar plot line where Ralph wants to be seen a hero, and he goes into this journey jumping from different games to games to become, accepted by his people. And it's the same thing here, where you got Gene, who's going to be jumping from different app to app to go and become normal. So this is basically ripping off not only Hotel Transylvania 2, but, like, clearly ripping off Wreck-It Ralph as well. So goodbye to any sense of freaking originality in this feature. And by the way, any sense of originality. Now, the previous news regarding the Emojimovie has already been a massive turnoff regarding, like, what they want to do with it. especially how previously they mention how the stars of this movie is not necessarily going to be the characters like Gene, High Five, Jailbreak, or Poop Daddy. It's going to be the apps, because they are actually going to use real life apps like Spotify to be prominently featured. That's what they really want to go and do with this movie. It's mostly, like Amity said in the Cartoon Brew article, it's a 90-minute commercial for mobile apps. And knowing Sony Pictures Animation's track record on trying to advertise things on their movies, especially with Smurfs, like, they will try to force it in. Like, oh my god, I remember when I saw the Smurfs, the 2011 movie, like, one of the most cringeworthy moments is when they entered upon what was it? When they enter upon FAO Schwartz, and they would blatantly advertise the variety of toys that are in there, and it's just ridiculously unsubtle the way that it's just such a cash-in to advertise all these different things. And even before, like, the days of Sony Pictures Animation, like, they have a terrible record of trying to advertise stuff, like with 8 Crazy Nights, where you see all the different advertisements everywhere for different shops, for different restaurants, and all that kind of stuff. It just ends up being absolutely ridiculous. And another thing that I want to mention is actually regarding what Christine Belson mentioned, like the end of her statement when she said, "We are very lucky to have some of the smartest and funniest actors today bringing their unique voices to this movie." Okay, I just need to say this. No, nobody working on this feature is either funny or they're the smartest. Okay, maybe they are funny, but not the smartest. And they're not going to bring their smartness or funniness onto this feature. I can guarantee you that. Like, in recent years, the only movie that is actually okay to say that they actually brought in the funniest and smartest people onto their animated feature would be The Secret Life of Pets. Because it actually does have a prominent cast of people who are known to be equally smart and highly hilarious. Like, they have a cast of Louis C.K., Eric Stonestreet, Kevin Hart, Jenny Slate, Dana Carvey even. Like, they got all those amazingly talented, hilarious, and highly intelligent people. You know, that, like, The Secret Life of Pets is okay to say that they got the smartest and funniest actors working on this feature film. In the Emojimovie, however, they are absolutely not. The thing is, the only reason why that people like TJ Miller or James Corden or Ilana Glazer would ever agree to sign on to the Emojimovie is very similar to why Genndy Tartakovsky accepted to direct Hotel Transylvania 3. It's not because of any creative bullcrap, or they think like the script is funny, or like they think this is a good idea or anything like that. They're just desperate for the money. That's all it is. They need some of that emoji money. They need that emoji money. They have nothing to do so far. And they just gotta do it. They gotta do it because of the money. Literally no other reason. No other reason for that. And the funny thing is that there are some people out there, even with all this, even with all the evidence that this is going to be a complete disaster, there are actually some people who would go out and at least try to defend, or at the very least, just not be prejudiced. They don't want to say anything negative towards it, because it's wrong to be to immediately judge if a movie is good or bad, especially with something like the Emojimovie, which is only coming out next year, and I don't think it's even finished at this point. They're pretty much going out there, what I'm trying to say is these kinds of people, they don't want to immediately judge if this movie is good or bad, especially considering when you think about a few months ago, we just went through that entire nightmare of a controversy with Ghostbusters, and you could see the absolute negative consequences of judging a movie before it would be released. So they don't want to do the same thing with the Emojimovie. And some people would even say hey, maybe this could actually turn out to be good. Who knows? But I'm gonna be very honest with you guys. At least the way I see it, trying to find ways to defend the Emojimovie just so you could be so desperate to not be prejudiced towards it is pretty much equal to why Donald Trump supporters want to vote for Trump just so they can desperately not vote for Hillary. It's just, you just become so desperate, it makes yourself look really stupid. And, the thing is, guys, I understand. The thing is, I understand completely, like, despite what I just said, I understand why they don't want to do it. Even myself, under normal circumstances, usually all the time, I would go and say, I don't judge a movie saying that, oh, this is going to be good, oh, this is going to be bad. I don't immediately do that. I just normally wait and see. And, a good example is, the way I reacted to Storks. When I see the trailers and stuff like that, I don't know how it's going to be. Maybe it's going to be good, maybe it's going to be bad. So, I don't know. I left my judging aside, and all I said is that, I don't know, we'll see. And when I did see it, it turned out to be a pleasant surprise. So normally, under normal circumstances, I don't judge a movie just yet regarding if a movie is bad or not. However, there are a few instances when you just know. And I mean, this is honestly something that everybody does it. I mean, it's not just me, but millions of other people do that as well. It's just, there are times when when a movie is bad. This is gonna suck no matter what it is. And I mean, even this year, everybody has done that with Norm of the North. And even with the Emojimovie, honestly, I don't know about you guys, but there are just too many red flags that just indicate that this will be a bad movie no matter what. There are just too many things to list upon. I mean, the fact that this is going to be a movie based on emojis, it just tells me that, they're absolutely running out, they're desperate for ideas, and, they don't know what else to do next. The fact that it is made at a completely hopeless animation studio with such a terrible track record, not just creatively, but often financially as well, where the last time that I have seen one of their movies and I don't feel ashamed and I don't feel stupid when watching it was the 2007 Surf's Up, probably their only good feature film. The story, it is unoriginal. It rips off other films like Hotel Transylvania 2 and Wreck-It Ralph. The character designs are absolutely hideous and almost to the point, like Cloudy with a Chance of Meatballs and Norm of the North, that it's just, it just looks unwatchable and it's disturbing to look at them. The characters themselves, not just how they are designed, but just who these characters are, it's just absolutely stupid, and they don't seem likable whatsoever. From the basic standard emoji of Gene, you got the freaking hand of high five, the stereotypical strong girl of Jailbreak, and the literally that's another reason, the poop emoji, poop daddy, just poop daddy in general. The fact that Sony has previously announced that they are going to put their focus onto presenting many of the real-life apps that will be featured. So this is like Amity said, a 90-minute commercial for apps. I mean, just all these factors, there's nothing, literally nothing, not story-wise, not character-wise, not concept-wise, not reputation-wise, not anything, not visually wise. There's nothing that indicates me that it's going to be a good movie. Now, the only thing left that the Emojimovie has to present at this point is just a trailer. That's all we need just now. It's going to be the trailer. And in that trailer, they're going to prove three things. Number one is going to be the animation itself, how the characters are going to move and how the environment around them will move. That's going to be one. Number two is going to be the tone. What are they aiming for? What kind of target audience who they want to aim for? Is it going to be more comical? Is it going to be more like a 90-minute cartoon with what they have done with Hotel Transylvania? Or do they want to go incorporate more of a story? And also the humor. How funny is it? Is it going to be enjoyable? Even though with such a garbage plot, garbage animation, garbage characters, is it going to be at least funny? Will I laugh a few times? Like, even with Hotel Transylvania, like, there are a lot of things that fail about that movie, but at the very least, I do laugh at some of the antics. Like, I actually enjoy, like, admittedly, my favorite character in Hotel Transylvania would have to be the Steve Buscemi werewolf, because he actually has a lot of the funniest moments in both films, actually. And, so is it at least gonna be funny? So those are the 3 factors that it has left to test upon for the trailer. And if it fails on all those accounts, then then this movie is gonna be a disaster. This is honestly gonna be the next Norm of the North. It's gonna be the worst animated film of the decade. It's going to be met with such ridicule. And honestly, I'm gonna be very honest. I want to ask you guys, let me be honest here. Is there anybody at this point now who legitimately wants to go and watch Emojimovie Express Yourself? Like, literally actually go pay money into the theaters to, let me restart that. To actually drive their way to the theaters, to pay money for a ticket, to legitimately sit there and watch 90 minutes worth of the Emojimovie. Is anybody actually going to do that? Because honestly, at this rate, it's going to be a box office bomb. If anything, this movie alone could potentially kill off Sony Pictures Animation altogether. I mean, never mind, like, the other movies that they're going to release this year. I mean, and it's really unfortunate because, honestly, I was getting so close to, giving respect. I was so close to give respect for Sony Pictures Animation because what they've offered so far with Smurfs: The Lost Village, it looks promising. But at this rate, I mean, like, there could be a chance that all their movies are going to flop. Smurfs: The Lost Village is going to be released way too close to Fast 8. The Star is going to be released way too close to Star Wars Episode 8. And then you got the Emojimovie, which, I don't know what the fridge are they doing with it. And so far, the 2 TV shows that they have, the Cloudy with a Chance of Meatballs and Hotel Transylvania TV series, doesn't look like it's going to appeal to much people, and it's only going to survive for just 1 season, and literally that's it. Unless they pull off a freaking miracle with it, I don't know. Like, we could be seeing the end of Sony Pictures Animation really soon, and by... Like, honestly, they're not gonna... I don't think they're even gonna last, They're not gonna last, like, in the 2020 decade. Like, before that decade will arrive, Sony Animation is just gonna shut down. They put all their cards onto one hand in 2017, and, yeah, they're gonna flop miserably. Like, just you wait. Sony's gonna die soon. Hey guys, this is Animat. I just want to remind you guys that this is just a little taste of what you can get with the Animation Podcast. This is not all of it. If you guys want to go and listen to the full episodes of the Animation Podcast, then allow me to show you some of the different ways that you can go. First off, you can actually go on the website that it is hosted on, Filmbook, so you can go directly onto there. You can also go and check out the official Filmbook Podcast YouTube page, so at least you don't have to go away from YouTube and you can listen to the podcast right there. But if you would like to listen on the go, like if you want to listen it to on your phone or on your iPad and all that kind of stuff, then you can listen to it on either iTunes or you can listen to it on Android. So those are all the different options, and if you'd like to have more info, then all you have to do is just check in the description down below. And with all that said, I just want to say thank you guys so much for listening, and until next time, see you later, dudes!